All right, guys, before we get started today, I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to be doing a shark card giveaway on my Twitter account. I'm giving away $1.25 million to one of you lucky viewers right now as to kind of get the hype started for the Biker DLC in Grand Theft Auto Online. Now, I will be doing more of these as we get into the future and as we know more information and a release date and trailer, etc. But for now, and to just kind of get you guys started, because I think this DLC might be pretty pricey despite some of the content we've seen so far, I just wanted to give you guys a boost and a jump start. So check out that link. The tweet will be in the description, so check it out and you can enter. And one of you guys is going to be walking away $1.25 million richer, which is awesome. So anyways, let's not waste any more time and let's jump straight into what I want to talk about today. And what I want to talk to you guys about today are two things. Number one, how much money I think you're going to need for the Biker DLC based off of the information we know so far. I do this with every single DLC. You guys really seem to like it. It helps you get a kind of general idea of how much you need to get prepared for this in terms of hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars. And also, we're going to be looking at some of the bikes in real life too. These are videos that I typically do separately, but just to save you guys some time today, and because we don't have a ton of information yet, we're going to be combining them in this video today. So let's talk about what we know so far, and let's start with the vehicles. That's obviously going to be the central theme around the Biker update. And from the screenshot we've seen so far, I was able to identify what I believed was two bikes, maybe possibly three. The first of which is certainly going to be a new bike, which is the Zombie. Now, the Zombie is a bike that was actually from Grand Theft Auto 4. It was featured in that game as well as its episodes, The Lost and The Damned. And what's pretty cool is the Zombie is based off of a super awesome real-life motorcycle. So it resembles the Harley-Davidson Fat Boy Custom with a very rigid body frame, and the back of the bike also takes after the Harley-Davidson Iron 883. So what's cool is the gameplay you're seeing right now is actually a mod of one of those vehicles. Now, this one is a little bit more advanced and has some more intricate details on it, but it still kind of represents what a Zombie might look like in Grand Theft Auto 5 when it does indeed come into the game with the Biker update. So I thought that was pretty cool, and if you didn't know, that's what the Zombie is based off of. We also have the Western Demon here, and while the Demon isn't necessarily a new bike, it was first originally featured in The Lost and the Damned, made its way over to Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, in Grand Theft Auto 4 and in Grand Theft Auto 5, this bike is mostly represented by a customized 1970 Harley-Davidson Sportster, and it also takes cues from the 2006 version of the Harley-Davidson Street Bob. So those are the two bikes in which the Demon is based off of, and although this isn't new, because it was photographed in this kind of set of bikes, it does lead me to believe that it will be featured in the bike mod shop. And there was also another bike as well that I think could be featured, and that is the Wayfarer. So the Wayfarer was featured in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. It was also featured in The Lost and the Damned, and it's set to make a return to GTA Online in the upcoming Bikers update. Now, in San Andreas, it was based off of the Harley-Davidson Road Glide and also the Honda Goldwing, and in The Lost and the Damned, it was based off of the Harley-Davidson Dinya Wide Glide. So again, I'm not 100% sure if this vehicle is going to be returning. I'm getting it confused between the Demon, and I'm also getting it confused with this one right here, the Wayfarer. I can't really make sure which one it is, and a lot of other people are confused about this as well. So those are essentially the three bikes that we know so far, and based off of the way Rockstar prices their bikes in-game, I can imagine that the base price of these vehicles are not going to be that expensive, especially if they're more chopper bikes, which is what we've seen so far. It doesn't seem as if it's going to feature that many sports bikes. We would have think that Rockstar might have teased something like that off, but who knows, there might be more. But in any regard, the bikes in the game are typically not that expensive, not more than a couple $100,000 for the most expensive one, with the rare exception of the Electro being $750,000. So I think that the bikes themselves, once again, will be pretty cheap, each one ranging from, I'm going to say $100,000 maybe to $200,000. But where I really think the price of these vehicles are going to take a steep hit is with the new special custom biker mechanic. That's exactly how Rockstar describes it. So this special custom biker mechanic is actually built inside of the MC Clubhouses. So that is going to be another thing that you're going to have to add on right there, is the price of the MC Clubhouses. Now, I'm going to imagine that the structure of these clubhouses will work very similarly to the way the CEO offices were built and designed in game, where you'll go on some sort of in-game website and you'll purchase these clubhouses. And I would imagine they would be of similar prices to the ones we see in game, which is anywhere from $1 million to $4 million. And I'm assuming there's going to be various special upgrades within each one of these clubhouses. I wonder if the custom biker mechanic will be an upgrade that you have to pay for, or if it'll be one that automatically comes along with it. But at any rate, I would imagine that there will be, $1 million to $2 million worth of upgrades you could do, very similarly to the way the CEO offices work, where you could buy a gun safe, a money safe, you could make it into a living quarters, all that sort of stuff. I think you will be able to transform into the clubhouses, making them pretty expensive, where on the high end, you could easily be investing $6 million into a clubhouse, very similarly to the way you did a CEO office. So in my opinion, I think that is going to be the biggest bulk of what you're going to have to pay for on this biker update. But it does seem to indicate that MC Clubhouse will be the center of pretty much everything you can do. Business ventures, co-op opportunities, competitive game modes. I think they're all going to revolve around you owning this clubhouse, very similarly to the way you couldn't really take advantage of a good bit of the CEO stuff if you didn't have an office. Now that also leads us back to the biker mechanic. We already have something similar like this in the game with Benny's Custom Shop, where Benny's is pretty expensive, but what gets you is the fee in order to upgrade the bike. And this is where I also think you're going to have a crazy amount of money spent on just getting the customization fee of these bikes. You guys know for some of the vehicles in Grand Theft Auto Online, it's $300,000, $400,000, $200,000 just to get inside of Benny's Original Motorworks to then do the customization, which could easily cost you, $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 more customization, depending on what we're able to do to these motorcycles. So that's one of the reasons why I'm saying you might need to save your money here, because on the surface, this DLC doesn't look that expensive. There isn't a flashy supercar, or there isn't a, high-rise office that's been teased off so far. But I think if you start exposing more layers here, you'll really start to see that based off of Rockstar's past principles, that this will indeed be a more expensive update, even though it doesn't have a flashy name like Finance and Felony, or doesn't look to have many supercars, if any at all, obviously, because it's a biker theme. There still could be a lot of money here that you're going to have to spend. And that kind of leads us to some of the other stuff that's going to be coming into the game. Rockstar obviously stated that there's going to be new weapons, new styles, new tattoos. We know for a fact there's going to be new clothing options, there's going to be new haircuts, there's going to be new beards, new accessories, new features as well. So that's going to be a lot that you're going to have to spend your money on too. I know a lot of people are going to want to experiment, trying out different styles, getting different looks for their characters. So that's a couple other, $100,000 or two of miscellaneous spending that you're ultimately going to have to put on your character. And another thing is, we don't know the upfront cost of growing some of these opportunities for our bikers in terms of a business sector or something like that. Although there was no requirement to become a CEO with the Finance and Felony update, there was certainly money that you had to put into the organization in order to get it started. I mean, even doing the buying and selling of CEO crates, you had to buy all the crates first before you had the opportunity to sell them. And there obviously wasn't a guarantee, as you saw on my channel many times, that you would be rewarded with the same payout that you put in. So let's run everything back here. Now, we obviously don't know how many bikes there's going to be in this update, but just based off of Rockstar's previous DLCs, where we've seen anywhere from 10 to 15, I'm going to assume it's going to be something like that. Now, I want to say that each bike is going to be anywhere between, let's just say, $100,000 to $250,000. I know that's more expensive than the other bikes we have in the game, but honestly, there hasn't been a DLC focused around bikers since Rockstar really started skyrocketing their prices. So assuming you wanted to buy every bike or every vehicle that came with this update, I'm imagining it's going to cost you anywhere from $1 million to $2 million. Again, depending on the price of the bikes. They might be cheaper, they might be more expensive, but either way, I still think that it's going to be around that range. For the MC Clubhouse, I think that will be anywhere from $1 million to $5 million. Again, that will be really up to you, because there's an office in game where you can get for $1 million, or you can pimp out the, Maze Bank building and spend $6 million on it. So that will definitely vary. And then there's going to be some of the unknowns, the upgrade fees and the cost of customizing these bikes through the biker mechanic. If it's anything like Benny's, I'm imagining it's going to be expensive. And then some of the more miscellaneous stuff that we obviously know will be included with all the updates, weapons, clothing, tattoos, haircuts, beards, etc., and more. So at the end of the day, you could not spend a lot of money on this DLC. On the lower end, I'm going to say anywhere from $3 to $4 million. But at the higher end, I could easily see us being able to spend around 10 or 11 or $12 million for this update. So I certainly don't think it's going to be as expensive as like Finance and Felony or Cunning Stunts, just due to the supercars and the sports cars and the CEO offices and warehouses. But I still think it would be unwise to look at this DLC and say, hey, I'm not going to need more than like $1 million here. And then come DLC day, you're completely shocked and blown away by all the cost of everything, and you're not ready, and all your friends are going to be able to enjoy it and you're not. So that's what I just want to make sure you guys are aware of. And that was really the point of this video, and also the point of doing the shark card giveaway in the beginning as well. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment section down below, though. How much do you think this biker update is going to cost? What do you think is going to be the most expensive part? I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment section down below. If you did go on to enjoy the video, though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. I'm going to be doing a really fun live stream coming up in a little bit, so stick around on my channel. That should be pretty cool. But of course, without the way, guys, like I said, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.